So what is evolutionary theory? What do you understand by the term evolution? Psychoanalytical. That means analyzing the psychology of primitive man. How primitive man would have been thinking in the earlier stage. The person is having two souls. One is body soul and the other one is free soul. Animism. So we have seen that this theory, two scholars are there, E.B. Tylor and Swanson. See these first one, if you see E.B. Tylor's theory is an evolutionary, psychoanalytical, savagery philosophy and dualistic ideology of primitive man. So what is evolutionary theory? What do you understand by the term evolutionary? So in this context, it is the origin of religion and the development of or religion. Psychoanalytical, that means analyzing the psychology of primitive man, how primitive man would have been thinking in the earlier stage. Taylor was also a British classical evolutionist. L.H. Morgan is an American one. So in savagery phase, what are the ideas and concepts that a primitive man is having? That is what is known as savagery philosophy. Dualistic ideology. See, this primitive man was considering in two types of souls. One is body soul and free soul. So after observing certain things like shadows, dreams, etc., he was believing that, a primitive man was believing that a person is having two souls. One is body soul and the other one is free soul. He is going, like you can see shadows, no? In shadow, because by seeing shadow he was thinking that this is the free soul. And during dreams also, you can see like some strange creatures, you meet dead or maybe you meet some unknown people or you go to some unknown places. So based on that, he was thinking that during sleep, this free soul comes out of the body and goes and meets other souls. So that is free soul. When body soul comes out of the body, it leads to death. So based on that, he was thinking that there are two souls, body soul and free soul, and that is what is known as dualistic ideology of primitive man. So based on this, he considers that animism is the most primitive form of a religious belief, and this animism was replaced by fetishism, belief that human made objects have some supernatural power, then belief in demons. And belief in demons was actually replaced by polytheism. Polytheism was replaced by monotheism. So according to E.B. Tylor, monotheism is the most evolved form of religion, and this kind of nature or attitude, considering that one particular type of cultural practice is superior than others or highly evolved than others, is nothing but ethnocentrism. Because he is a Westerner and they are mostly in monotheism. You get my point? So that is why, as he considers monotheism as the most evolved form of religion, he is considered as an ethnocentrist, or the theory is criticized for being ethnocentric. So according to E.B. Tylor, animism, that is belief in souls, according to E.B. Tylor, animism, which is belief in souls, is the most primitive form of a religious belief. Is the most primitive form of a religious belief. Yes, is the Most primitive form of religion. His evolutionary scheme is given below. We can write this one. His evolutionary scheme is given below. Animism replaced by fetishism, belief in demons, polytheism, monotheism. According to E.B. Taylor, monotheism is the most evolved form of religion. Therefore, his theory is considered as ethnocentrically biased. So this is E.B. Taylor. Swanson also believes that animism is the most evolved form of religion. He also gives an evolutionary account which includes like animism replaced by ancestor worship replaced by polytheism replaced by monotheism. So this is the evolutionary scheme of Swanson. So please write. According to Swanson also believed that animism is the most primitive form of religious belief. His evolutionary scheme is given below. We can write this one. Swanson's theory is also considered as ethnocentrically biased, as he considers monotheism as the most evolved form of religion. So this is about animism. See, this animism is observed in many forms. Tribal people particularly, they have something known as nature man spirit complex. It is a social concept given by L.P. Vidyarthi. So this nature indicates their subsistence methods. For all their materialistic needs, they depend on nature. Man relates to social structures like family, marriage, kinship, and spirit is their belief system. So in every tribal society, you can find this nature man spirit complex. That means their social structures, including family, marriage, kinship, economic activities, political aspects, and even religious beliefs, are directly dependent on the nature in which they are living. And most of these primitive people believe that their spirits or souls are living in the forest. And that is why you can see that generally they dedicate huge tracts of forest for gods, their gods, goddess, and deity. We refer to them as sacred groves. You get my point? So this concept of animism is having link with this deep, which is known as deep ecology. That means ecology is the scientific study of biotic and abiotic things. That means living and non-living things. So deep ecology here means the role that nature plays in shaping the lives of tribal people. So animism and deep ecology. So there is a link between this concept and the nature man spirit complex, and that once was asked as animism and deep ecology. So when we are studying nature man spirit complex, again I will connect this one, isn't it? So maybe while you are seeing previous year questions, you may come across this one. So I will connect this one when we are seeing paper. You get my point? No, actually no. According to this, no. Because you can clearly see here living only, because observation was based on living things only, no, and that too observation was based on their shadows only and their dreams, because in dream they are meeting so many different things, isn't it? We also have dreams, no, you are not dreaming, isn't it? We sometimes meet unknown people, sometimes we see people who are dead also, isn't it? So like there are so many different types of things. So that means it's related to living organism. Fetishism is what? Human made objects are having supernatural power. Maybe they are thinking that these souls have entered the human made objects. Which are human made objects? Are non-living things. So non-living concept comes after this one only. Logical only. Yes, Kumar? And then belief in demons. You get my point? So one of the main backbone for religion is fear factor, isn't it? So if there is no evil, there is no God, isn't it? So you have to perpetuate some kind of evil or bad things in order to recognize good things, isn't it? That is why if there is no bad, there is no good. If there is no devil, there is no God. So these are known as binary opposites. And by perpetuating these in the minds of the people, they have created a religion, if we go scientifically, isn't it? And that is why when you are scared, or when you are panicked, or you are having anxiety, stress, what you are doing? You are praying to God. When you are free from that, you do again do. So you show a conditional attachment to the religion or the God, whomever you are worshipping or praying, isn't it? Maybe during UPSC preparation, oh God, after UPSC preparation, okay, leave it. My purpose is again when you get a problem. So what I mean to say is that in order to worship many things or to worship one person, there is a belief of demons, which is evil, isn't it? If there is no bad, there will be no good. And this kind of belief system is hard to sustain. You getting my point? Why hard to sustain? Because people may not believe in that souls, and they may not be they may not be scared about this or feared about these souls. So they have to shape up something. Only after it has a proper shape and proper things in the minds of the people, only then people will follow to the values or norms or concepts, or if in general ideas, if you see values, morals and ethics, will come only when you differentiate good from bad. So what they have to do, they have to put some bad thing. Oh, if you do like this, this particular thing will harm you. If it harms you, you have to do this. And or maybe you are saying that if a person need not be harmed by some supernatural, okay, you better follow these kind of procedure. Isn't it? We are also believing, no? We are also believing so many things which are more or less similar to what we are studying here. And religion is a classical example of these kind of things. So I would definitely say that living, and after living came non-living, isn't it?